Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching a commentary video on League of Legends. This video will be featuring Karthus, and I'll be playing in a pre-made team with a number of other people that I have joined up with from Realms Beyond. In this game, if you see, we are the team at the bottom. I'm playing along with Kyan, who's playing as Annie, David Corperial, I think that's how that's pronounced, who's playing as Tristana, and Donsky, who's playing as Amumu. Finally, we have a fifth player who's playing as Pantheon, who we don't know. This person, Naudhu, is someone that we picked up randomly in matchmaking. So the other four of us are together as a team. And you can see who our opponents are up against up at the top. Now, this is another game that's difficult from a matchmaking perspective. We have one player who is a relatively higher level. That's me, because I am currently level 21 when I played this game. The other three people I'm playing with, Kyan, David, and Donsky, are all relative newcomers. I think that they've all played something in the range of 5 to 10 games, so they are all much lower level. And as for our Pantheon player, I don't know how much experience he had, but I believed he was middling level, maybe somewhere around 10 to 15, not exactly sure. Now, what that means in terms of this game is that I am going to have to try to carry the load for the team because I have so much more experience with this game. I mean, I have more summoner points to use. Since I'm over level 20, I actually do have a couple runes by this point in time, and I just have a lot more experience with this game. So that means I'm going to have to be the one to play well, essentially. If I play poorly, then that means that we're probably going to lose in this game. You might think that this is unfair, but in fact the other team is set up almost exactly the same way. We would find out after the game that there was a level 22 player on the other team, and then a bunch of relative newcomers on their team as well. So both teams have essentially one experienced player and then a bunch of relative newcomers. So in other words, this isn't just me playing with a Smurf account and destroying people who have no idea what they're doing. We have inexperienced players on both teams. So once again, if you're looking for a game that's full of level 30 players, you know, a pro game, obviously this isn't it. You know, there's going to be a lot of poor plays by people on the other team, and sometimes by people on my team as well. But I think it'll be useful to cast this game. It was a very interesting game, to say the least, and it'll be helpful probably for people on our team in terms of figuring out some of the things that they were doing as far as the future goes. Now, our Pantheon player had already been involved in a little bit of a skirmish down at the bottom, so David, playing as Tristana, if you see him going forward, you probably want to come forward to support him, although going forward like that generally isn't a good idea. The Amumu on the other team is just standing out here by himself, right past the tower. Not a good play. You don't want to do that. Don't just stand out in the open by yourself. You're just asking to get killed. In all honesty, I probably should have run up there, and then the three of us tried to kill Amumu. But anyway, didn't do that. That might have been more useful. As we would find out, the Amumu on the other team looks like he was very new to playing that character. I'll just leave it at that as far as this game goes. Anyway, I am in the middle, so I believe this is the first game I've cast where I am taking the middle lane. So you can see I am by myself here as a solo champ, playing as Karthus, and I am laning against Ashe, who is another very common champ. We'll take the solo lane. One other thing I'll mention right now before I get started is that my mouse, I had substituted out my normal mouse for a different one because I was having some issues with it. And as it turned out, my backup mouse was even worse than the one I was using. So you'll see there was some very weird stuff that my mouse was doing throughout this game from time to time. But anyway, I just sort of had that in mind in the background because I'm not crazy. I was having a little trouble trying to farm these creeps right at the beginning. My placement of the lay waste wasn't perfect, and I could have done a better job with some of these. I'm just harassing Ashe right now because if she's just going to stand there and shoot, I can plop her with my skill. Kyan already has gotten first blood against the Amumu player on top lane, so well done, Kyan. Very nice first blood. Get that extra 400 gold for getting your first kill. Right there, I know that this is not a good Ashe player because, first of all, she shouldn't have taken that skill, the one that shoots out the bird. For scouting purposes. That's like her passive skill. And there my mouse goes crazy and flies off to the bottom, but fortunately I only get shot once or twice by Ashe. Anyway, the fact that Ashe has already taken that skill with her, I guess her third skill point, lets me know that this is not an experienced Ashe player. She probably doesn't really know what she's doing. So I should be able to dominate this lane. And we'll see if I'm able to do that. Like right there, it was pretty obvious what Ashe was trying to do. I knew that Ashe was going to come forward, so I'll just harass her, try to get some experience, try to get some gold from fighting these minions here. I did not do a good job of farming up that particular wave of minions, but you can see Ashe is a little bit too aggressive and she takes a shot from the tower. If you haven't seen Karthus before, I'll just run through his skills quickly. His Q skill is the one that I'm using the most. This is called Lay Waste. It is a spammable nuke. You can see it does, on a 1 second cooldown, it does pretty good damage, and it deals double damage if it only hits a single target. Deals only half damage if it hits more than one target. Karthus also has his E skill, is called Defile, which will refund some mana cost if you kill an enemy with it. That's what that blue circle around me is, anytime I kill a minion. You can also turn on Defile, which will deal magic damage in a circular radius around you. So you'll see that later on. I don't want to do it yet because it's very mana intensive. His third skill, his W skill, is called Wall of Pain. It will put down a wall, and anyone who walks through it will be slowed and have their magic resistance reduced. So it's a useful skill, but not something you're going to be spamming. Then finally, his ultimate is called Requiem. It's his R skill, his ultimate. And when you use that, all enemy champions on the map take damage. So you can use it to kill people, on the other side of the map who are trying to run away with no health left. Now again, notice here how I'm trying to selectively place my Lay Waste as opposed to Ashe who's just auto-attacking. This is what you want to do to try to get more last hits. Now right there I see Ashe coming forward. I can see what she's going to do. She's going to try to shoot her Frost Arrow at me, so just back off. Here I'm going to put down my Lay Waste because I know that the tower's about to kill that minion, and I do a little bit better job there of farming up some of the minions. Again, I'm not a pro player. Some of the experts at this game are just amazing at last hitting, but I've been getting better. Now I'm level 6, so I have my ultimate up, and so I tell my team I have my ult up, call if you want it. And I'm also on TeamSpeak with a couple people on our team. I believe that Kyan and Donsky were on TeamSpeak. Unfortunately, David wasn't. David playing Tristana, so that meant that we couldn't communicate with him quickly. Now notice Ashe is just standing there, so I'm going to go ahead and pop off my skill, and of course so she takes some damage needlessly. One thing you want to do in this game is you always want to be moving. You never want to be standing still. Don't just stay in one place. Now notice how I'm moving back and forth constantly. When you're just standing still, it makes it really easy for you to get targeted. So like Ashe, just standing and firing, you don't want to do that. You always want to be moving back and forth.
Don't worry about it.
For the moment, there's not too much going on, except that Ashe comes forward once again. I know she's going to try to shoot me, so I'm just going to back off. But for the most part, what I'm concerned with here is trying to farm up as many minion kills as possible for the extra gold. Something that's useful to do, as always. And of course, right there, Ashe is just standing still again, so I'm going to pop her with my Lay Waste. Here, I'm trying to get both of them, and fortunately I do. And actually, I got quite a bit of mana back from landing that double hit. I'm going to put down my Lay Waste again, so you can see Ashe is taking more damage. I found that in terms of placing Lay Waste, the best place to put it is right behind an enemy champion, because your natural reaction when you see the little Lay Waste appearing is to back off. So if you place the Lay Waste right behind an enemy champion, they'll usually run backwards and they'll actually walk right into it. So I found that that's generally the best place to put it down. Meanwhile, we're sort of going back and forth in the different lanes, doing well in some lanes, not doing so well in the other lanes. Our Pantheon keeps dying, which is not a good sign. I'm going to buy boots, and then I stupidly buy another boot, and I realize it, and I was like, ugh. You get some money back when you sell it, but you don't get all your money back, so that was a waste. I went back to base because I wanted to refill my mana. I was close to being out with Karthus there. So now I've come back, I've teleported back, so I get back to the battlefield quickly. And now that I have full mana, I'm going to target Ashe. Well, first I have to deal with this wave of minions. So I'm going to bomb them down, and then after that I'm going to focus on harassing Ashe now that I have full mana again. And we'll see how well she handles that. I did a pretty good job here of getting gold. So I'm going to throw down my Wall of Pain, Ashe takes fire from the tower, and I lead her with my Lay Waste, and that's it, she's dead. So I get my first kill of Ashe there. And I think that was rather well done there. Ashe would have been better off just turning and fighting me than trying to run there, because when you're that low, you're probably not going to be able to escape. So not the greatest fight on Ashe's part there. And I had Kyan told me to use my ultimate and I'd get a kill, and I do in fact get the kill on the enemy team of Amumu. So great call, Kyan. Very good job paying attention. You saw that the Amumu was slipping away with like 100 life left, so I can use my ultimate and get the kill. Well done. That's how you want to do things in terms of teamwork. Since Ashe is dead and the middle lane is in no danger, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to go take the blue buff, the Golem buff. You can see on the right, slaying this foe greatly increases mana regeneration and decreases cooldowns. Now, to do this properly, I needed just a little bit more mana. I was a little too low on mana, which is why this is going to take a while. But once again, my lane's not in danger. I'm free to spend the time to go do this. As soon as I have enough mana for another lay waste, I'll kill the Golem. And you can see my health is going down, but I know I'll be able to kill the Golem before I actually get killed. So this actually was a pretty good jungle. Not perfect, like I said. If I should have gone into the fight with a little bit more mana, but overall pretty well done. And now I leveled up to level 9, so I could put another point into lay waste. The skill is actually maxed now, and I had a little bit extra gold, so I'm able to go back and purchase a Catalyst the Protector when I'm in base. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but Catalyst gives you extra health and extra mana. By the way, down here at bottom lane, I'm watching this as I'm walking up to my lane, and I'm just like, oh, somebody, please, please kill these people. Somebody, please kill Jax. He's so close. I wish I had teleport. If I had teleport, I could have gone in there, and I could have just killed them instantly. But as it turns out, we do get some kills down there, so nice job, team. But yeah, I mean, when someone's walking around next to the tower with 10% life like that, they're just begging to get killed. Anyway, now that I have the Golem buff, you can see the blue aura surrounding me. That means that my mana will regen very quickly, so that means I can be much more aggressive in terms of placing my spells. So I'm going to spam my spells much more aggressively. Ashe, instead of contesting this tower, just decides to back off. So I'll go forward and get in a few shots on the tower and then back off. And I could have stayed around for a little bit longer, but I wanted to place the 2 vision wards that I bought. Or actually, I think these are just sight wards. I don't think they're vision wards. The vision wards are the one, I believe, that reveal stealth units, and these are just the normal ones. But anyway, I wanted to place those down, and I didn't want Ashe to see me placing them, so that's why I backed off there. Now, once again, I've taken down this minion wave, and I'm going to harass Ashe back here. You can see she's already down to, maybe about a 1/3 life, but I can't stick around too much around next to the tower because I don't want to take tower fire. In the meantime, I'll just keep harassing these enemies. You can see I'm getting a lot of minion kills with lay waste now. And Ashe continues to take damage, and every time that she retreats back there, we can get in a few more shots on the tower. Now, Kain had another call to use Requiem there, and unfortunately that time we didn't get a kill, but it was worth trying. Requiem you can use every, I guess, 130 seconds roughly, something like that. So, it's worthwhile to do. It was worth going for, even though that time it didn't work out. Alright, now the next minion wave has come forward, and I'm going to focus on farming up this group as well. Again, I can use, that green thing is my Defile. It does magical damage to anyone in the radius, anyone that stands in it. I miss Ashe with the wall there, but once again, Ashe is going to back off, so as long as she's backing off, I'm going to get in some hits on the tower, and you can see I popped down my lay waste right behind her, so she takes more damage. So Ashe is taking damage constantly here, which is good. The other thing you'll notice is that the enemy team's Ashe is not getting hardly any creep minion kills. She's not getting gold from this. I'm winning this lane pretty clearly right now, and I'm getting pretty much every minion kill. You can see I'm just getting gold from every single one of these. Anyway, we are right up against the time limit for this video, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll continue this in part 2.
Ready to kill someone, Dansky. We're going for the dog.